Hello Taurus, how are you? My name is Jane. Welcome to my channel, International Tarot. I wanted to alert you that I've purchased a new deck. It's called the Tarot of Delphi, and it's neoclassical paintings of, Grecian and Roman mythology, and it's really, really beautiful, and it really spoke to me, so I'm so happy to be using it. And it has a little bit of a difference. The face cards, the knight, king, queen, page, they're a little bit different, and they take on, slightly different personalities. So kind of excited to be using this month. Now, I just wanted to let you know I had a lot of emails and questions. This candle holder I got at TJ Maxx, just FYI. Not a lot of mystery there. I think you might be able to get it at Ross as well. For those of you who don't know, I do 2 readings in each video. I start with a love reading and then I move into a general reading. The only thing I ask is if you are only interested in the love energies to at least stand by until I draw the cards for the generals, just to kind of get an idea and see what the messages is, because sometimes the love energies do carry over. Now, I think that's it. So this is for Taurus, the love reading for Taurus for February 2016. And just so you know, actually, before I keep going, when the cards pop out, I know a lot of tarot card readers draw those. To me, I don't like that, just because it's not organized enough. For me, it's not like clean enough. So just FYI on that. I had a couple people reach out about that. So it's just not how I do it. Okay, Taurus, love energies for February 2016. Love energies, Taurus, February. See, like that. It's mostly because I'm a bad shuffler, more so than it's trying to pop out. Couple more. Okay, Taurus. And these cards are kind of a bigger size. Okay, Taurus. Love reading for February 2016. Okay, Taurus, here we go. The High Priestess, the Garden or the World, the Seven of Swords, and I know you won't be able to see these, I'll hold them up. 6 of Cups, the Moon, Death, 4 of Coins, Ace of Swords, and the Shipwreck, which is actually the Tower. Okay, give me just a moment. Well, you're certainly, with the presence of the Death and the Garden, you're certainly at a prominent moment of closure. A moment of closing out a phase, closing out a journey, beginning something new. Death indicating new beginnings. Indicating that something has ended in a love relationship. It could indicate a relationship itself. If you're single, it could indicate the end of being single. If you are married and in a long-term situation, it could just mean the end of a, tumultuous time. You know, if you had significant arguments, if you had, you know, some sort of trial or tribulation that came in and challenged your relationship, it means the end of that. And the fact that the reading starts out with the High Priestess indicates to me that maybe you've had to be a little bit patient and even pull back a little bit and try to look at things from a greater scale, from the greater perspective. You have, so the garden, again, the garden is the same as the world in the regular deck, or in the Rider-Waite deck. And here you have, you know, women sitting under this beautiful tree of life, and there's a peaceful encounter with a snake. I don't know if you can see that, or with a serpent. And it really is where all loose ends get tied up, and you really find that sense of serenity. You have a feeling of completion, and there's not a lot of tumultuous things going on, which is interesting and somewhat contradictory by the fact that you have the Seven of Swords directly next to it. Which kind of actually tells me that maybe you have had, well, let me say this first, because the Seven of Swords is like I call it the card of self-sabotage, where you let your thoughts get the best of you. Where, I mean, here you have two people playing and feeling free and happy over here in the water, and then this woman is running away. Well, why is she running away? Doesn't she want to be a part of it? Doesn't she want to join in and just have a good time and be happy? So that internal duality within you, Taurus, of, you know, why can't I just be happy? Why can't I, or why do I always ruin things? Or, and that happens within you. The swords are our thoughts, not necessarily the thoughts of others. And it can also indicate, you know, perhaps a frustrated communication. We are in Mercury retrograde now. I don't in any way, shape, or form claim to be an astrologer, but I do know that Mercury retrogrades can certainly cause a lot of conflict and tension and miscommunications. So that card being surrounded by actually quite peaceful cards. I do love that the Death card in this deck is a very peaceful, very serene image. Two people mourning, yes, of course. The mourning the loss of a loved one. Not saying there was an actual death in your situation, but it is a peaceful transition. Death is not something, it's kind of like the opposite of the shipwreck, which you have here. So again, that idea of dualities, it is a peaceful transition and a peaceful acceptance of moving into a new phase and sort of putting these swords to rest, because this is kind of what you might be going through now. The garden, you know, closing things out, feeling a sense of like, okay, I'm ready for the next era, the next stage, the next month. You know, it doesn't have to be so extreme as like this whole big thing. And again, the High Priestess coming back, I just absolutely love this card. It's so beautiful. She's very quiet in a meditative state. And while you might have, and I'll go through these, the Four of Coins and the Shipwreck, and even the Seven of Swords, while you have them, it is an indication or a reminder for you to really look within yourself. You know, you as a Taurus, you have that ability, that natural ability as an earth sign to look inward. You know, it's a female energy. And to examine how we feel about things, to examine our situations, and to truly follow our gut. That's what the High Priestess is following our heart, following our gut. Now, if this truly does indicate, you know, the loss of a relationship, there could be some tumultuous situations coming your way. But let me backtrack just a little bit with the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups being that card of innocence and sweetness and kindness and joy, and in a relationship it's sort of that, like two kids on a school ground running around and playing and the girl's trying to kiss the boy or something like that. It's very, very innocent, and even, reminiscent of our childhood, reminiscent of things that once made us happy. And it enables you to let your heart roam free, to let your heart expand and be open to your imagination. Let your heart be open to your imagination, and that anything really is possible. Anything can grow into anything. And sometimes that anything can be quite scary, quite mysterious. This whole reading is circulating around the moon, which is a major arcana. You do have 4 major arcana, 5 major arcana in this reading. So really intense energies, really, really strong. The moon is, a journey into an unknown, even levels of our subconscious, things that we might not be aware of. Maybe you're coming, like I said, this could be a very quiet transition, might change, but you might be experiencing a period of closure and not really quite knowing it, or you might even be preventing it from happening naturally with the Seven of Swords. You might be trying to run away from your future a little bit, to run away from the changes that will come. Now, this is you being a little bit stubborn, Taurus, the bull. 4 of Coins. It goes well in the opposite corner of the Seven of Swords. It's you being stubborn and not letting go, and not allowing things to just happen, because the 4 of Coins is stubbornness. It's feeling stuck. It's, this is actually an image of Narcissus. Narcissus? I don't know how to pronounce his name, as he stares at himself in the pool of water, and just getting lost a little bit in your own ideals and your own ideas, and hanging tight to that idea of perfection and what you think your life should be, and the direction that you feel you should take. But it's sort of the antithesis of what your heart is truly telling you. And you seem to be running away in the opposite direction of what is probably really, truly right. And okay, so let me tie it in a little bit to a relationship, because I'm actually not seeing any characters here. I'm not seeing you being displayed. I'm not seeing a partner. I'm not seeing the entry of someone new or the leaving of anyone. It's more just your energy and your heart. And in a relationship, if you're in a committed relationship, sometimes we do hang on to our own personal beliefs. We do hang on, even in a dating scenario, we hang on to our ideals and our standards for who we think we should be with. And when something goes well, when something is, here's 6 of Cups, when there is a moment of happiness, a moment of joy here, for some reason we don't allow it to be a part of our lives. It's just natural for us sometimes. It's natural for us to question the positive things that come into our lives, although there's no need. But the universe isn't going to allow this, just so that you know. The universe isn't going to allow you to just continue to shun the good things that it's providing you. If you're, well, let me just keep going, because you have the Ace of Swords and the Shipwreck, this is officially my favorite card in the deck. It's quite lovely, and that with the Ace of Swords is, this is a card of inevitability, that there is nothing you can do to stop this from happening. It's not, the universe will not allow you to continue down this road. Something is going to come into your life. Something is going to shake you up. I'll draw another card like I always do for additional clarity and to sort of, sum up the reading. But you should know that if you do feel within yourself, like as I'm telling you this, if you feel like, yeah, I really am like almost not allowing the good things to come into my life. Like maybe you feel like there is a blockage, and while you have the good things and you recognize what they are, perhaps there's a level, some part of you that knows that you're not quite doing maybe what you think, what you should be doing, what you feel you should be doing, and you're more just hanging on to those ideas just because the good things in a potential partner and someone coming in, the changes that maybe your long-lasting relationship, maybe they are going through some changes and you're feeling hesitant to allow them to change because now they're a little bit different for you. And that would indicate a period of closure for you, even if it has nothing to do with you and it has to do with some of your external energies, other people, even family, friends, whatever. And you not quite embracing it the way that the universe would have hoped. And you have the world on your side. And for some reason you're just hanging tightly to the things that you're comfortable with, to the things that the things that you can do, the partners that you can attract. Maybe it's time to raise your personal standards. Maybe there was a time, if you're single and there was someone wonderful that came into your life, and on a subconscious level, the moon, this is quite this is an indication of your subconscious. It's not always something that you do on purpose or that quite well that you're doing. But on some subconscious level, you didn't allow that relationship to truly blossom into what it could have been, the Six of Cups, associated with the Lovers in the Major Arcana. And if you are in a good relationship, a solid established relationship, perhaps you are feeling resistant to their change and maybe sabotaging yourself, because by going along with it and by being open to the change that they might be going through, you have a lot of opportunities. But again, all of that is all well and good. But your Ace of Swords is clarity. Now this is an image of Cleopatra, who is, I believe, the god Isis? I believe. Some believe that Cleopatra was the incarnation of Isis. Now, I don't know Egyptian mythology. I don't know mythology that well, even though I love this deck. But, Cleopatra was an incredibly intelligent person. And I love that they chose this image for the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is that mental victory, that release of the blockages that you have with the Seven. It is the release of miscommunication and finding that new understanding and where everything kind of comes into place, where you have that aha moment, like, oh, that's what it should be, or this is what it should be like, or this is what it really could be like. That new understanding about yourself, about who you are as a partner and in a relationship. And what you deserve out of your relationship. And you will see, it will be reflected back to you. It will be reflected back to you. I don't know if you can see that there is actually a reflection there. And you will see what is happening at some point, because you have the shipwreck, which is an inevitability, a significant change in your path. Sometimes a challenge, but sometimes it's what we call blessings in disguise. Always. It's like when you get fired and you walk out the door and then this new amazing opportunity happens just because you happen to be there in the middle of the day because you were just fired yesterday and you wouldn't have been there otherwise. This opportunity never would have come to you had you not been fired. It's kind of like that. And even though it seems bad or it seems frustrating, it truly allows you to build a new life, to build a new outlook. And I see this more on the mental side, more as a matter of your mind, more so than, external challenges or even matters of the heart. It's more just a slap in the face. Okay, the universe comes to you and says, all right, you're not on the right track. I'm gonna make sure you get back on track. And that's what the shipwrecks and the towers, that's what that really is. It's like you've just maybe veered too far and it swats you to get on the right trail, is really how I see that. So, again, in a dating scenario, that could be just an idea of your standards, who you're dating. If you're getting to know someone, it can be changing your mind about them. Maybe you have been sabotaging it. Maybe they're a really amazing person, but they just don't quite fit that mold. They just don't quite fit those ideals that you have. They don't have the right type of job. They don't have the right, clothes. Maybe their laugh bugs you or something. Sometimes it's really petty. Sometimes these readings speaks to you to us on really superficial levels, and sometimes it speaks to us on much deeper levels. So, if that's the case, you will come to a point of clarity about this person. And if you are in a relationship and perhaps, there are things that they're going through or your relationship is going through and you're just maybe being a little bit stubborn, maybe you will come to understand their side of it and maybe even agree with them on some level, and to really recognize the potential opportunity and the potential goodness in that, in the situation. Okay, let me keep trying to shuffle these. Now, the reason I'm shuffling these cards like this as opposed to how I normally do is because I just don't want to bend the cards. It was kind of an expensive deck and I just wanted to keep it nice as long as I can. Okay. And the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is a card of, some call it like a card of sacrifice. It's like us leaving the things that are comfortable and beautiful and the things that make sense for us in our lives and the things that we understand. And the things that we understand are, sometimes the things that also hold us back. It's that moment of clarity, that moment of understanding. And so I pulled out my other deck. I just wanted you to see what that card is in the other deck. I don't know if you guys care about this or not, but you can see this and how different they are. This is one thing that I love about the deck, is just how many like human elements there are and the human emotions that are really conveyed here, because this is not a dark, ominous card. I mean, see how dark and moonlit this card is here? It's not like that. It's three beautiful women standing in a garden looking out. But there's one woman who is looking back, one woman who might feel that pull of comfort, but ultimately she will be dragged on. You know, sometimes it's not an easy choice to move on. You know, when you're stubborn and you're stuck and you have ideas and, you know, you have an idea of what you think things should be, and you're being forced, the universe is going to force you to move on. You don't really have a choice. It's coming. And sometimes you are pulled along into the unknown territory, the things that we are uncomfortable with. And it's okay. It's a card of seeking more and wanting more out of this life, wanting more out of a partner. It is a card of leaving. So for some of you, if you are contemplating a breakup, you know, if you don't feel happy in the relationship for whatever reason, this is an indication that maybe you will come to a point of understanding that this relationship isn't for you. Okay, now I've been kind of interpreting this as you're the one being stubborn and, you know, all of that, but ultimately, you know, if there is a bad relationship, a toxic relationship, and you might be talking yourself into staying, that might be the sabotage that comes along with this card. All the reasons why you should stay, all the reasons why things are good, when maybe you know in your heart that it's not. Now that's a little bit of a negative connotation, but because this card indicates leaving and moving on and seeking more, I felt that it was applicable. It's not going to apply to everybody. So, let me think if there's anything else. I think there's just a lot going on in your mind, and in regards to a partner, there is going to be some significant changes. There's no question about that, whether it's getting together with someone, whether it's breaking up with someone, whether it's moving to a new location with someone, whether it's, you know, I think it's going to take some bending on your part, some bending on your ideals. And it might feel challenging. It might be a little bit tough for you because just human nature is, you know, it is just how it is. We are how we are. So let me let my cat out of the bedroom. Otherwise she's going to keep scratching. 1 second. Okay. Hold on. So now I'm going to shuffle, and we're going to do a general reading. Now, general readings can sometimes pull in a lot of the similar energies, especially since you didn't have a lot of, you know, entries and people leaving and things like that. Pull in the energies from the love reading, but this one is going to more focus on areas of career and family and finance and any other insights that you, Taurus, are meant to know should hopefully come out in this general reading for you for February 2016. Alright, Taurus, your general reading for February 2016. What are the general energies for Taurus? I'll go with that one. Okay. Oh, the Enchantress of Swords, one of my favorites. Three of Wands, Strength, Temperance. Again, the Moon in the exact same position. Six of Cups. Interesting, it was over there in the last reading. Ace of Wands, Nine of Coins, and Four of Cups. Look how much red is in this reading. Do you see? Can you see how much red is here? I don't know if the colors are going to come across in this reading, but this deck is so colorful and so vibrant. This top row is so wonderful. The Enchantress of Swords. Let's just start with her. So this is a card, or I'm sorry, this is a painting of, I believe, I forget what they called them, like Sibyls, I believe. And she came out also, interestingly enough, in the Aries reading as well. And these women are thought to be, you know, prophetess. They were thought to be prophets, prophetesses, whatever that was. These were the women that held the secrets of, you know, the secrets of the gods, the secrets of the universe, the secrets of the world. And here she has her secret scrolls, and she's protecting them, and she's looking out over them. And the fact that she's associated with the swords, which is the you know, the Enchantress of the Swords, is, you know, the energy that we all have within ourselves that truly connects with our higher selves, with our greater purpose in life, and being able to clearly communicate to others, being able to, you know, persuade, and on a negative side, you know, sometimes manipulate others in our sphere. And it's a very respected person. It's a very bright and intelligent air that you might be having this month. And on a more lighthearted side, the Three of Wands, also a card of opportunity, a card of sometimes even travel and moving on and moving into a new phase and really breathing life into certain areas of your life. Now, actually, I'm going to do Strength in just a minute, because the fact that you have this moon here in the center in the exact same place really indicates to me that you have a lot of things going on subconsciously. Now, I'm not seeing a lot of things swaying one way or the other in terms of work. I'm not seeing, again, any people, any entrance of new people or people leaving. More so just, again, energy is about you. And this new phase that was indicated in the first reading, this new phase, this period of closure, and really your ability to take it and make peace with that. So it's almost like an extended reading, like it's the same type of thing, because with the shipwreck in the last, you know, in this spot here, the last card of the spread, the fact that you have strength means that you will persevere and conquer whatever challenges really come your way. So whatever that shipwreck indicates for you, that change of path, means that you're going to take it and run with it, and you're going to be successful with it. So whatever change you have, whatever issue you're facing that's maybe feeling scary, maybe feeling like you're really in uncharted territory, you've never been there before. Again, the moon, that idea of an incredibly dark, deep, somewhat creepy forest, you know, on some levels. But the moon is a divine being. It is an angel ultimately looking out for you and providing you just enough light for you to see your way safely through. And it will require strength and perseverance to go through that, to get through it. But you find a balance. You find an inner peace throughout this process. Now, the Temperance card being associated with, or, like directly connected to the Enchantress of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Moon, means that this new opportunity that comes to you in this, even though it might be a little bit scary, you find a peace with it. You embrace the battle that you're about to go through. You embrace your role, and you accept responsibility for what it is that you must do, and you're okay with it, and it's fine. So it's like the happy ending to the last reading. It's going to be fine. Six of Cups here is really a beautiful, again, I talked about this card last time as well, so I don't need to go into it so much, but it is that peaceful, genuine sweetness of life. So if I were to talk about this in like a career sense, if you have zero love stuff happening in your life, maybe this speaks to you more on a career, or even just passion, endeavor wise. If you're sitting at the forefront of something new, something, with a new job, with a new position, if you're actually moving, sometimes this can indicate be a card of travel, and picking up the things that you have, your goats in this case, taking the things that you own, and moving on, moving into a new environment, and being at peace with that, and being successful with that, and finding the sweet joys within that. I'm going to speak to it a little bit on the health level as well. I don't get a lot of health questions, but I have a feeling that people just are more concerned about matters of the heart, but health is important as well. And if you are experiencing health issues, sometimes we avoid going to the doctor, avoid getting treatment. Sometimes we avoid the things that we know we must do in order to take care of ourselves. It's advice to you to take that next step. The Three of Wands. Wands are cards of action. To take that next step and to do what you need to do in order to take care of yourself. Even though it may be scary, you will be happy that you did. Okay? In the last row, like I said, you do have so much red here. Red is the color of passion and the colors of, a fiery spirit. So let me close my door really quick. The Ace of Wands is, and I even love that I just hit I'm sorry, baby. Come back. I just elbowed her in the face. I'm sorry, sweetie. Come here. I mean, even her wand here has a flame on the other end of it, and it is the entrance of a new passion, a new love, a new zest for life. When I say a new love, I mean a new zest for life, a new love for life, a new passion for what it is you're doing, and feeling excited about, even if it's like a hobby, or learning a new language, or, trying to learn to develop a talent. And it's a reminder for us not to forget about that part of life. So many of us get bogged down by the things that we have to do, the things that we must do, especially when you get so busy with family and our work, and it's hard to spend time on ourselves and to develop ourselves, develop our talents, and to sharpen our minds, to keep our minds sharp, and to be more fearless in terms of life. This Enchantress of Swords, even though she's a swords, or in the suit of swords, she is by all, all means, she is passionate in spirit. And you see that with the red in her robes. And I think that's an element of the Queen of Swords that doesn't really come through that well in the other deck, the Rider-Waite deck, because it's just like a very cold card, very stern, very, very proper. And while she is proper, she does have a lot more to really offer than I think we might know. And with all of this, in whatever it is, whether it's career, whether it's health, whether it's family, whether it's just a really general reading, your energy in general, I see success with the Nine of Coins. Independent success, success that comes only from the things that you do and that you accomplish, and a sense of pride in that. The Nine of Cups is a woman who's comfortable and she's well off and she's safe and secure, and she has a purpose in her life. She gives birth to the things around here. Here she is in her rose garden. She truly is at peace in her life. And it is because of that strength that you have to take this new opportunity, and it's like grabbing the bull by the horns and just running with it. No matter how scary it might seem, there is a sweet reward in it for you. Now, I think you might be so focused on the duties at hand, and even though these are quite passionate cards, the Ace of Wands and the Enchantress of Swords and Strength, and you do have the Four of Cups at the end, which is that level of emotional disconnection. Here you are, standing apart from everything, everyone. It means to me a focus on yourself. A period of introspection, even though it's not the Hermit, it's not, the Four of Swords. It is the Four of Cups, and remaining even a little bit non-committal to anyone else. Sometimes when we go through a significant change, it is important for us to reset. And again, this is an independent woman. She is alone. Male or female, it's just the content of the card. Enchantress of Sword, also a woman, also alone, wearing red, a woman, alone, independent, doing it on her own, a woman in red, independent. The theme is obvious. It's you. It is you. And you being responsible for your own life. You being responsible for, the things that you want, and not looking to external sources for the things that you want. And maybe you do need to disconnect a little bit. Maybe you do need to look within yourself and discover that I am fully capable of doing this myself. I don't need a partner. I don't need, anyone else. I'm talented, I'm knowledgeable, I'm skillful, I'm good at what I do. I can go out and find the opportunities. If I lose my job, I can go out and create that for myself. I can start my own business. I can do my own thing and do it my own way. And, I don't need anybody else. And that's a really empowering place to be. And you have strength on your side. You have that ability to do that. And I see you being really just totally okay with that, which is great. I'm going to pull out one more card. Give me a few more minutes to shuffle. this one? And the Three of Cups. So I love you have the Three of Wands and the Three of Cups. And the Three of Wands is, I'm sorry, the Three of Cups is like it's like the social element of our lives. It's fun, it's joyful. Here's, you know, three women having a good time, even though it's kind of strange, they're bathing, but whatever. They are, you know, they're sweet and loving and they care about each other, and it's about fun. It's about lightheartedness, and it's about celebration and celebrating the things that we've done, the accomplishments that we've done, that we've acquired, and to celebrate the new things in our life. Newness is a theme for you as well. Subconscious things and new things, and being grateful and being, you know, and celebrating this new season in our life. You know, I see the transition with the Three of Wands. You know, this is a very active card. It's a card of movement. And then the Three of Cups, the celebration of that movement, the celebration of that transition. And again, I see nothing but peace in your heart and joy and the strength to persevere through that. So, God, don't you love this card? I love it. It's so pretty. And I love this card because my stomach's growling. She's not even just surrounded by lions, but here's a wolf as well. So a tamer of all beasts. So pretty. I love it. So, okay. I think that's it, Taurus. I think that's your whole reading. Thank you again for coming back and watching. I'm so happy to be here. This is like the funnest thing I've ever done. If you wanted a personal reading, I do put the information in the description box down below. So that's it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next month.